Shelli, here we are again. Time for another episode in our Contractor Liability Insurance series. Okay. In an earlier segment, we talked about how carriers aren't necessarily all created equal. I thought we could talk about basically the agents that are out there selling contractor liability insurance. And maybe we could start off by talking about what's the range of experience in, say, our market here in the Puget Sound region, and just touch on that a little bit.
Sure. Range of experience, it's all relative. I know for me, it was a huge help to grow up in a builder family because I knew the lingo and that gave me an edge right out of the gate.
Sure.
If you look at the agents, the ones who are super successful and really know what they're doing are the ones that get networked into the associations and get involved and understand this stuff, go to the meetings, understand the struggles of the people that they're working for. To do something well, you have to understand it. And in our area, there are some really, really good brokers. But for the most part, there are some really bad ones as well. There's a couple of them, I won't name names, but, we get the image of a car salesman. Well, they're trying to prove that.
Wow.
When most of us are really good people.
So, say I move up from Las Vegas, trade contractor. I need to seek out a quality agent. How do I go about that? How do you get references? How do you figure out where I want to go? How do I find the Shellis of the world or these other folks that you mentioned and avoid the others?
Call the local associations is honestly the best bet. The highest caliber contractors are the ones that participate in their own industry and give.
Oh,
right? I mean, think about it. They've filled these positions voluntarily over the years and contributed to their own industry. That speaks volumes.
Okay.
So you're getting the top-notch people and, looking on LinkedIn and doing the different things and calling the insurance carriers and asking for a reference. Say, Liberty Mutual is a really strong carrier in our area. It's the old Safeco. They bought Safeco. So which is a Seattle-based, well-known carrier, right? Call the carrier. I need an agent. I'm a contractor. Who would you recommend, right? And they'll tell you.
Okay.
That there's many ways, but most of all, it's references. But the associations are really probably the best. If you're commercial, it's AGC, ABC. If it's residential, it's Master Builders.
Okay, that makes sense. So a lot of times in the remodeling world, people are getting a recommendation to, gather 3 bids. I'm going to redo my roof, get 3 bids. Look at it, meet 3 people. Is it similar in this arena, or if you get a reference from an association and everything seems like a good fit, maybe just on a personal level, just run with it? Or how do you go about making that decision?
When you're talking to an agent, you want to know, how many of these types of clients, because agents have to sign contracts with the carriers in order to sell their product, and you have to promise them so much business. So for example, if someone comes to me and they're looking for insurance and I see that they're with a surplus lines company, and they're obviously paying way too much on top of it, and they're a squeaky clean remodeler, that tells me that agent doesn't write much of that kind of business because they don't have the markets to place them. They don't have a contract with those carriers.
They don't have the relationship with the quality carriers.
Correct. Right.
So they're forced to go into surplus lines.
Right. It's like, when you go to a department store and they carry certain brands, you want to go to the right department store. It's kind of the same idea. And same with what you do, right? I mean, you carry certain products, right? So you want to go to the place that has the right products.
That makes sense.
And they might be doing the very best they can with the products that they have. They just don't have the right products.
Right. So as a client seeking out an agent, what are some of the questions I should expect to receive from a quality agent?
Well, first of all, your experience right out of the gate. Where have you been? What have you done? What have you, what kind of construction work have you done in the past, and who have you done it for? Okay. I mean, first thing I ask if it's a subcontractor is, who do you work for? It's going to make a big difference to me about how I'm going to approach this if they work for Pulte and Lennar than if they work for small custom builders. Okay. It's all about the product, because we tailor those policies down to, with the exclusions, down to basically the products that they're working in. So if they're working in tract homes, then it's going to be more expensive than if they're just working in custom homes. Okay. So we got to get to who are they working for and the type of product and the volume that they are. So those conversations, loss history, experience, get a good feel for it. So right out of the gate, you need to have a good, sincere conversation. And about where they're going. Are you planning on doing this? Oh, I can't begin to tell you the number of times the guy tells me I'm not doing condos, and then a month into the policy, I've got an opportunity to do this condo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to get a cheap policy and they think that they knew that was coming.
Yeah.
And they think they could get the cheap policy and somehow I'm going to be able to get that covered and not cost any more money.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, all agents are not created equal.
Oh, no.
Sounds like.
Yeah, there's an element of just caring. You know, and there's two sides to that, honestly, is that I want to protect my carrier too. I don't want, if I'm sending them an account that's kind of precarious, I'm going to tell them, hey, mark this up. We want to make sure they have enough money to pay the claims.
Right.
Right. So that's part of what we do is we look at, okay, what makes sense here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Building trust, long-term relationships. Again, great session. Thank you.
You bet.